Hello everybody, stay tuned to learn how to write an effective abstract. Hi everyone, I'm Nasser, so I'm going to go through how to write an effective abstract. So what does a dissertation, thesis, research article, review paper, conference proceeding all have in common? Well, it's the abstract. It's the section that's written last and it's the most read section of your work. So having a poorly written abstract can really do a disservice to your work. It must be concise, it must capture the reader's attention because you want to motivate them to carry on and read on through the rest of your work. You also want to allow the readers to know if what they're reading is relevant quickly. So convincing readers to read on will boost the likelihood of your work getting cited, which is very important as a researcher. So before you begin, if you're writing a master's or a PhD dissertation, then I highly recommend check out my blog on writing a quality dissertation. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. You can also have a look at my video, 6 tips to writing a quality dissertation. Again, that will have a link in the description below. In them, I discuss checking the guidelines published by your institution. So if you've never written an abstract before, it's always good to get an idea, a clear understanding as to how to go about writing one. So for example, if you're writing a manuscript and it's your first one, I recommend going onto the journal website and looking at the guide for authors. So for example, I published a few articles in the Journal of Membrane Science. So I went to Google and I put in Journal of Membrane Science, went to the website, and there's usually a PDF copy of the guide for authors, and it will tell you in no uncertain terms how to structure a manuscript, but more importantly, how to word and how to write an abstract. So you really want to avoid using uncommon acronyms and abbreviations, because if you have non-experts reading your work, they're just going to get lost at the first instance and they're probably just going to move on to the next article. So that brings me on to the next point. Who are your readers? Will they be lay people? Will they be experts in your field? If they're lay people, then don't use technical jargon and terminology. Try to skimp on that. Picture not being an expert yourself and you're reading someone else's work and you're confronted by all this technical jargon, abbreviations, acronyms, and you're not familiar with them. You'll just get lost. So you really want to put yourself in the shoes of your readers. If they are likely to be experts, then this is not such a big issue. But remember, academics want to get to the bottom of your work quickly. So make sure it's to the point and it's concise. So abstract types is the next thing. So there are two main types, and I'll be covering descriptive and informative. Now the descriptive type of abstract is around 200 words and it really covers the purpose, the aims, the methods, but won't necessarily include any results or data. Then there's the informative abstracts. They're more commonly used in research articles and they give more of a general overview of the work and a summary of the major findings, and they are also around 200 words in length. So when you're structuring your abstract, there are 4 key things you need to really address. So the first one is, what is the societal problem or the research question that you're looking to tackle? The next point is, what are your research methods? Are you using an experimental approach? Are you drawing upon case studies? Are you doing surveys? Let the reader know. Then the next point is, what are your main results? So especially if you're going for an informative abstract, that's something you want to cover. You want to give a brief summary of the key findings of your research. And then what are your main conclusions? So what is the solution to that societal problem that you identified? Or what is the answer to that research question? Spell that out and give some recommendations for future work too if you can. So that's the end of the video. What do you think? Remember to check out my blogs. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Do you think I've missed something? Do you need help with proofreading and editing of your work? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment in the comment section below and remember to subscribe, share and like.